The ATL Crew Wars, before the music, the streets. Before Atlanta became hip-hop's epicenter, and before trap stars like Outkast and T.I. rose to fame, the streets set the stage. In the early 1980s, Atlanta's youth faced violence, poverty, and opportunity shaping the city's sound. This video explores the ATL Crew Wars, showing how underground battles, local crews, and pioneering artists built a blueprint for black excellence and musical innovation. Part 1. Atlanta in the early 1980s. Atlanta has long been a metaphor for opportunity, representing black economic and cultural progress in ways few southern cities have. By the 1980s, the city had a growing black middle class, emerging businesses, and a vibrant cultural scene. Yet for many youth, the streets were filled with both promise and peril. Poverty, crime, and gang activity coexisted with burgeoning creative energy, setting the stage for Atlanta to emerge as a hub of musical innovation. Hip-hop culture was no longer just a fad, it was becoming mainstream. In Atlanta, the seeds of this cultural revolution were planted in local clubs, block parties, and underground battles. Independent artists were experimenting with sound, lyrics, and performance, creating a unique local identity that blended national influences with Southern culture. Part 2. Global Hip-Hop Context, 1982. 1982 was a landmark year for hip-hop nationally and in Atlanta. Following Afrika Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force's Planet Rock, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five released The Message, redefining hip-hop with social consciousness, unity, and storytelling. For Atlanta's youth, these tracks were more than music. They were cultural guides, showing that hip-hop could be creative, politically aware, and a tool for survival, expression, and connection to the broader black experience. Part 3. The first Atlanta rap artists. One of the earliest Atlanta rap pioneers was Mojo, whose track Let Mojo Handle It became a local hit. Played live on AM radio broadcasts from the Sansochi nightclub, Mojo introduced audiences to a new style of Southern hip-hop. His music addressed the realities of growing up during a tumultuous period marked by the Atlanta child murders and Mayor Maynard Jackson's sheltering-in-place orders. Though Mojo's success was local, he paved the way for artists like MC Shy D, Kilo Ali, and Arrested Development, as well as influential labels such as So So Def and DTP. These labels incubated talent like Chris Cross, DeBrat, Jagged Edge, Escape, Tony Braxton, TLC, Kiara, and Ludacris. Atlanta was slowly establishing its own record industry, separate from New York and Los Angeles, and beginning to define a Southern identity within hip-hop. Part 4. Challenges and early resistance. Atlanta hip-hop was not immediately embraced. The scene borrowed elements from Miami's electro-driven booty music, characterized by heavy bass, fast tempos, and sexually explicit lyrics. Many outsiders dismissed Atlanta's emerging sound as derivative or inferior to East and West Coast hip-hop. Yet, this early resistance forced Atlanta artists to innovate, blending local flavor with national trends to create something entirely new. By the mid-1990s, gangsta rap and the rise of LaFace Records' roster, including Outkast, Goody M-Mob, and Organized Noise, helped Atlanta gain recognition as the Motown of the South. This success validated the struggles of earlier artists and crews who had battled both systemic obstacles and street-level conflict to make their voices heard. Part 5. The ATL Crew Wars. Before Atlanta was known for music, it was defined by street-level crew wars. Neighborhood crews competed for control of territory, influence, and resources, often clashing violently. These conflicts shaped the social and cultural landscape of the city, influencing the themes, lyrics, and attitudes expressed in early Atlanta hip-hop. The crew wars were about survival, reputation, and respect. Young men learned quickly that loyalty, strategy, and discipline could mean the difference between life and death. While these battles were violent, they also fostered a sense of identity and community. They created the narratives and experiences that would later be immortalized in rap lyrics and storytelling, giving Atlanta's music a raw, authentic perspective rooted in real-life struggle. Part 6. Emergence of Trap Concepts. In the late 1990s, Atlanta hip-hop began to reference the trap both conceptually and musically. The first notable mentions appeared on Yet Amob's Soul Food in 1995. Songs like Outkast's Spooky Tito Policious highlighted the duality of life in the trap, enjoying the lifestyle while acknowledging the cycle of poverty and systemic targeting by police. Trap music would eventually dominate the mainstream in the 2000s with T.I.'s Trap Music 2003, Young Jeezy's Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101 2005, and Gucci Mane's Trap House 2005, defining the sound. Yet its roots were deeply connected to the struggles, ambitions, and realities of Atlanta streets during the Crew Wars of the 1980s and 1990s. Part 7. Independent labels and Atlanta's music industry. Independent labels played a crucial role in establishing Atlanta as a music powerhouse. So Def, LaFace Records, and DTP not only produced local talent, but also created a sustainable infrastructure for the city's music industry. These labels incubated artists, built networks, and provided resources that allowed Atlanta hip-hop to grow independently of traditional East and West Coast influences. This independence fostered creativity. Atlanta artists experimented with sound, genre, and performance, blending R&B, funk, soul, and Southern hip-hop into a distinct style. The city became a proving ground for innovation, with small studios, local radio, and nightclubs serving as incubators for national success. Part 8. Social and cultural context. The rise of Atlanta hip-hop cannot be separated from the social context of the city. Economic inequality, systemic racism, and urban violence shaped the lives of artists and audiences alike. Crew wars, gang activity, and street-level hustling influenced lyrical content, musical style, and cultural identity. Hip-hop became a tool for storytelling, empowerment, and community cohesion. It documented the realities of life in Atlanta's neighborhoods while offering pathways for escape and self-expression. Part 9. Legacy and national recognition. By the mid-1990s, Atlanta's hip-hop scene had achieved national prominence. Outkast, Goody Mob, Organized Noise, and LaFace Records established the city as the Motown of the South. Atlanta became a hub for talent development, innovation, and mainstream success, demonstrating that the city's streets could produce global influence. Trap music's rise in the 2000s further cemented Atlanta's status. Part 10. Reflection. Streets before music. Atlanta hip-hop's story is inseparable from its streets. The Crew Wars, the struggle for survival, and the search for opportunity shaped the music, culture, and identity of the city. Before record deals, before clubs and radio play, there were the streets, raw, competitive, and demanding respect. Conclusion. The ATL Crew Wars show that Atlanta's musical legacy is inseparable from its streets. From early artists like Mojo to major label founders and global trap stars, the city's social realities shaped its sound. Like, share, and subscribe for more.